Eala gains momentum as rank rises to number 45. Alexandra Eala's steady rise in the world rankings took center stage as she prepared for her next assignment in the Philippine Women's Open WTA 125, a day after opening her homecoming campaign in emphatic fashion. Already enjoying the best stretch of her young career, Eala is set to climb further up the WTA ladder, following a dominant 6-1, 6-2 win over Russian qualifier Lena Chereva on Monday night at the newly renovated Rizal Memorial Tennis Center. The victory came despite a brief right thigh injury scare, marking a milestone for the 20-year-old Filipina, who is playing her first professional tournament in the country in 8 years. "I'm in a good moment of my career. I want to say I'm going up in ranking. And I'm in my best ranking now," said Eala after her opening round win in the inaugural Philippine Women's Open. Currently ranked number 49 in the world, Eala is projected to rise to number 45 based on live rankings following her latest triumph. With no match scheduled on Tuesday, she welcomed a timely rest day to recover from the discomfort in her thigh ahead of her round of 16 showdown. Eala's next opponent will be the winner of the late Tuesday clash between Japan's Nao Hibino and Himino Sakitsum. The win was made even more special by the presence of her family, who joined a large, supportive crowd during her 76-minute match. "My family is there to watch me in person, finally," Eala said. The last time Eala competed in the Philippines was in 2018 at the FINMA PSC International Junior Tennis Championships, when she was just 12 years old. She won that tournament before leaving for Spain to train at the Rafael Nadal Academy, a move that jump-started her rise in international tennis. By 14, Eala had emerged as one of the world's top juniors, competing in Grand Slam events such as the US Open Juniors and eventually reaching a career-high number 13 in the ITF Junior rankings. From there, she transitioned into the professional ranks, steadily building her resume and climbing the WTA standings. "I think it's a full-circle moment, seeing how far in tennis I've gone," Eala added, now on the cusp of another rankings jump as she gears up for her next match on home soil. Eala gains momentum when the ranking becomes a ripple. The number appeared quietly at first. No fireworks, no drum roll, just a small shift on a list that most of the world scrolls past without blinking. 45. But for Alexandra Eala, that number carried the weight of mornings that began before sunrise, of rackets restrung in silence, of losses that lingered longer than wins ever did. 45 wasn't just a ranking. It was proof that momentum, real, stubborn, earned momentum, had finally caught up with her belief. Momentum is a strange thing in tennis. You can't touch it, can't train it directly, can't call it onto the court like a trusted shot. It builds invisibly, point by point, match by match, until one day the game feels different. The ball seems to listen. The court feels smaller. Doubt takes longer to arrive. For Eala, that day didn't come all at once. It came in fragments. A break of serve held under pressure. A third set where her legs burned but her mind didn't. A handshake at the net where the opponent's eyes said, "You belong here." Ranked number 45, she was no longer knocking. She was inside the room. The climb had never been linear. Tennis rarely is. One week you're soaring. The next you're searching for answers in a locker room that smells faintly of sweat and disappointment. But what changed as Eala rose was not just her results. It was her presence. She began to play with a quiet authority. Her ground strokes carried intent, not urgency. Her movement spoke of preparation, not panic. When rallies stretched, she didn't rush the ending. She trusted that patience itself could be a weapon. The scoreboard reflected it, slowly at first, then all at once. Momentum. It showed up in the way she handled adversity. A double fault no longer spiraled into two. A missed opportunity didn't steal the next game. She learned, like all great competitors do, that control isn't about perfection, but about recovery. Ranked number 45 placed her in a new conversation. Analysts began saying her name without qualifiers. Fans watched not just with hope, but with expectation. Young players back home saw something powerful reflected in her journey. The distance, funding, and history are obstacles, but not ceilings. And still, she kept moving. Because momentum doesn't ask for permission to continue. It demands only that you stay present. That you respect the process even when applause grows louder. That you remember who you were when the wins were quieter. In press rooms, Eala spoke calmly, almost cautiously, about her rise. She credited her team. She spoke of growth. She deflected praise with the grace of someone who knows how quickly tennis can humble you. But on court, there was no deflection. There was intention. Number 45 meant direct entry into tougher draws. Fewer unknown opponents. More eyes, fewer surprises. It meant being studied, targeted, prepared for. And somehow, that seemed to suit her. Because momentum isn't about escaping pressure. It's about carrying it well. As she walked onto bigger courts, under brighter lights, there was a sense that this was not a peak, but a checkpoint. A signpost that read, "You're on the right road." Some rankings feel like destinations. This one felt like ignition. The tennis world has seen flashes before, young talent rising fast, only to stall or fade. What made Eala's climb different was its texture. It wasn't loud. It wasn't rushed. It was laid, built on resilience more than hype. Number 45 didn't promise trophies. It promised opportunity. An opportunity, in the hands of a player who understands patience, can become something dangerous. As the season stretched on, the question was no longer whether Eala could compete at this level. That question had been answered somewhere between a long rally won and a long flight endured. The new question was simpler and far more exciting. How far can momentum carry someone who knows exactly why she started? For now, the number sat beside her name. 45. Temporary. Replaceable. But meaningful all the same. Because every rise begins with a moment when the world starts to move at your pace. And Alexandra Eala, finally, was moving fast.